Our topic is FSU students studying abroad and their experiences.
Did you find the language barrier to be much of a challenge, or did a lot of citizens seem to have a general knowledge of the English language?
It depends where you go in Spain. Like, we went to different cities around, and like if you went to Ibiza or Barcelona, like the big cities, they spoke both. In Valencia, a lot of people had like trouble, like, you know, communicating, especially kids who didn't know how to speak Spanish beforehand. They would have to ask kids like me and my friends who knew Spanish to like translate for them. So it was kind of hard since Valencia is like a local city. It's not like really that big. A lot of people just spoke Spanish.
What expectations did you have about Spain before studying abroad there, and how did they change after living there for several weeks?
Like the big cultural change for me was the fact that everyone walks around. Like, you don't really take taxis anywhere unless you're going like further than like 30 minutes. The big thing was that everything, like traveling wise, like was really easy to get around to. Like, we just took trains if you wanted to go to another city in Spain. And I think the money situation also was a bit confusing for me.
And then what was the biggest cultural difference between Spain and America, and how did you assimilate to it?
I would say they do this thing called like siesta time, where you take like naps in the middle of the day, or they just take breaks. So like, let's say you're hungry at 2 o'clock, you kind of have to like wait till like a later time because a lot of the shops close. So the city kind of shuts down for like a good amount of the day just because it's like part of their culture. So I think that was like a bit different for me, but I took my naps. So.
Why did you choose Italy?
I chose to go to Italy because they have a lot of amazing architecture there, and especially Renaissance architecture, and I'm studying that.
Did you find the language barrier to be much of a challenge, or did a lot of citizens know English?
A lot of citizens knew English, and they were trying to practice with us, which was really interesting because I wanted to practice Italian, but they wanted to hear me speak in English.
What was the biggest cultural difference between Italy and America?
Definitely the food. The food is so much better, and they use different like grains and vegetables and everything. So no pesticides. I felt a lot healthier.
And is there like a stereotype that you found to be untrue about Valencia and like the people there and the culture?
So like the stereotypes that everything like ran late and everyone partied all the time and took siestas was true, but it actually ended up being like a good thing and like part of their culture. It was true, but it was like part of their culture and it wasn't a bad thing.
And was there something that made you uncomfortable at all, or something that you had to get used to that was different?
I think how much they smoked all the time. Like they were just smoking cigarettes everywhere. In America, that's like really frowned upon. So that was a different thing to get used to.
And describe like your overall experience and like what you learned about yourself through the process.
My overall experience was really awesome. I just learned that different doesn't have to be bad, and different is something good.
What stood out to me the most while doing this project is that I found that it was so interesting to see how people could go to the same place but have so many different perspectives and different experiences. I think the most important thing to take away from this project is that studying abroad can be a really fulfilling experience if you're open-minded to learning and experiencing different cultures.
And would you recommend studying abroad?
I'd recommend definitely study abroad. Best year of my life.